Hey guys, welcome back for another video, and welcome all the new subscribers. I'm getting a few more of them lately, so I'm going to do a bit of a fish room filtration video. Well, while we're here, my dove fry have become free swimmers. That's the second batch of fry that she's had. The first time they've gotten this far, so we'll see how long they last. It's not like I need more dove fry, but it's nice to watch. Oh yeah, one of the big red claw yabbies is coming out. He must be hungry. Yeah, we'll start at this tank, I suppose. This is just filtered by 2 sponge filters. Now I don't clean, as you can see, I don't clean the sponge filters too often, but I do regular water changes, so it works. I'm not big on cleaning, I don't clean the back window either, so, or the back glass. Like to leave it with a bit of algae on it. Even though they're dove fry, they'll actually feed on a lot of that algae and a lot of the organisms that live on it. Okay, up top we got the Oscar. He's about 8 inches, always hungry. But his filtration, it's just a small power head with a sponge. Same again, I do regular water changes, so I mean that filtration is good enough for one fish at the moment. And he is a messy eater. Having the bigger gravel down here sort of helps hide a lot of the crud as well. But yeah, I mean that's doing fine. That water's pretty clear. Down here we got the Red Devil Synspilum community tank with some guppies and platies. They've been in there over a week now, those platies. There is 5. There's 4 there, and there's one at the back there hiding. And the same again, this one's filtered by 2 sponge filters off the one air pump. And the same again, that's more than plenty for this tank by the looks of it. And that water is pristine. And I haven't done a water change for over a week here, so I'm due this weekend. Yeah, he still hasn't touched any platies or guppies. He's the most peaceful red devil I've ever had. Yeah, I might put a bit of food in for him. He just gets pellets. Pellets in algae wafers. Red devils are not predatory fish. I've noticed I do watch a lot of fish YouTubers, and there's a lot of people that actually say red devils are predatory fish. They're not. They're wrong. I don't care who they are. They're wrong. They're not predatory fish. They don't need the high protein that everybody, or a lot of people, think that they need. Yeah, this is I put a lot of that fake plants in there because some of them platies were pregnant when I brought them in here, and the day I actually put them in here I noticed them little platy fry, and wasn't the red devil eating it, the other platies were chasing them around and eating them, so I thought I'd give them a bit of a fighting chance. They can hide inside that bunch of fake plants. Alright, that's enough of that tank. Over here we got the new additions. Couple of Oscars. These things are tiny. I mean, that's my finger. Look at that. That's, I mean, yeah, they're the smallest Oscars I've ever had. So watch this space, hey? We'll see how quick these things grow. This tank, it's filtered by just a hangover Aquaclear 200, I think it's called, actually. Oh, this is old. Yeah, that filter, I mean, that filter would be probably 30 years old. I kid you not, and it's still running. When the power goes out, it won't start by itself. I just give it a flick, but yeah, still goes. And that's it. That's all I've got in this tank. Same again. I mean, 2 fish of that size they don't make much waste. So that's all we need on that tank. Yeah. He's still hungry. He's always hungry. This guy's a pig. Any pellets he doesn't get, those platties will be pushing him around. The planted tank. This is one of those tanks, they've just got their own filter. Got my drink on there. Yeah, it's a bit dark to see anything, but that come with the tank, so I don't clean any of this tank. I give the glass a bit of a rub every now and again. But it pretty much looks after itself. I've got my fry tanks, they're just, can't see much there, but they're just sponge filters. This community tank here, let's turn this light off. This community tank, it's filtered by a sump. It's a 3-foot sump, so it does pretty well. I don't clean it very often. I don't clean any of the filters very often, actually. Just do regular water changes. And there's a lot of waste in this tank, so, but it's pretty much the same sort of filtration as I've got in the Doveye, which is very cloudy at the moment because he's been going nuts. I think they've been clearing all that gravel and throwing it everywhere. But the filtration for this tank, it's pretty much the same as the other tank. It's the sump. It's a 3-foot sump, and this sump's just powered by that's like a pond pump, something you'd have in an outdoor pond with a high output. As you can see, the water comes down into a sock. Then it goes down into the bottom here, underneath, then back up over here. That sponge in there, it's more or less just to keep bacteria. Maybe filter out the fines, but the sock does pretty much most of that. Yeah, so when it comes back over here, comes over here, down past all this ceramic beads, I think you'd call them. That's pretty much just for bacteria again. And that goes over into the pump, which goes through that hose. Yeah, back up. Back up to the top there. But, on the top here I've got, that's just core flute, like clear core flute that's called. and that just keeps your humidity down. Stop a lot of mold. But that's it. That's the more you put in your filter, the more you got to clean. It sounds a bit odd, but yeah, the more you put in, the more you got to clean. You don't need to overdo your filters. I mean, that'll be crystal clear again tomorrow, but probably doesn't look that bad on camera. But yeah, he's a bit angry. I put in a chicken giblet, and she grabbed it. It was actually meant for him. See if he wants anything. No, she's getting it. Yeah, I find when she starts eating a lot more, you'll find that she's going to start laying eggs in the next few days to a week. Which makes sense. They've been spitting gravel all over the place. Oh well, that's all I got for you this week. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next week. See ya.